Hi guys. This is Dave here, and I'm recording this because I have been getting a lot of questions regarding UPSC, and one of the most important things which always have been, the question which has been going round and round in circle in different format ways they have been asked, and that is number one: what should you do, whether you should go to proper tutorial services, or should you go to like Vajiram Ravi, etc., or should you go ahead with self studying? Well, the first thing which is very important out here is that you should remember is that what is your uh, financial situation like. If you want to go to Vajiram Ravi or Rao's or Chanakya, any of these institutes, then please go ahead. But the fact of the matter is, you have to also understand what is where is your how much is your financial, where does your limits lie, basically, regarding the money, regarding finance. Because when you go to a place like Delhi for UPSC tutorial, or and it can be any institute, but the fact is the institute has its own fees, the tuition fees basically, and then you have the living costs. Sometimes the institute gives the living costs, they include it for the hostel fees. Well, now you have to decide where your where do you want to stay, whether you want to stay in the hostel, or do you want to stay as a paying guest or PG, or do you want to rent a apartment or a place. So if that is the case, then you have to include these expenses separately. So like rental for PG, rental for your what do you call, mm, food, and fooding, and then there's medicines, then there are going and coming fare from your hometown to Delhi. And you also have to number the most important thing which you have to remember is the amount of time which you're willing to give for UPSC, because most of the time you don't get through, right? That's absolutely normal. But the fact is that you have to understand that at times the first try you might not get through, the second try you might or might not, the third try you might or might not. So the thing is that you have to know for how many years are you willing to give behind UPSC examination. So you have to know that. So if you consider that, and then if you consider the cost involved, if you can manage, if you add those two expenses, uh, and if you see that you can easily manage for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then fine, go ahead. But if you think that you cannot, then there are options like through the internet. You have amazing websites. You also have correspondence courses from institutes, very good institutes, and so you can go ahead with that by self-studying. You can say that that's self-studying. You have your own time. You can divide your own time. You have to make a timetable and so on and so forth, and you can go ahead. So the thing is, everything depends on you and your family, your financial backing, how much you can take, and also the time we are willing to give for UPSC. So all these things have to be very important and has to be considered when you're thinking of self-studying, when you're thinking of joining, whether or not you should join a proper institute or whether you should self-study. All of these things should be considered when you are thinking about going to a place other than your hometown. So the expenses do carry a lot of weightage. So you guys need to think about it and then decide accordingly. And see, that's the most important thing. So in one of my past videos, I have made like how you should go ahead with your preparation for, I think so, UPSC exams only. And this is the another one. It's like close to 1.5 years later I'm making such a video, because I write on Quora. So if you are doing if you want some other questions answered, you'll find most of my answers on that particular website. So you can go ahead and check them, or this video link, you can check this video link as well. I'm going to post this video on YouTube, so it helps you a little bit with whichever way, because this is like a generalized idea of how much money can be involved, or what you have to basically do, and what are the expenses which will creep up as you live in a place like Delhi, which is in itself pretty expensive, to say the least. So yeah, you need to think about all these things, and then go ahead with your decision. And wish you all the very best for this year's 2018 UPSC exams. I hope you guys get through, and wish you all the very best. Best of luck.